This is Luigi Pascal Rondanini. Today I want to announce a book. The Trading Floor, A Young Trader's Century. Not a textbook, not a memoir, not a thriller, a novella. 11 linked stories following one trader, Tom Fielding, through the last 3 decades of financial markets. Black Monday, Asia, LTCM, .com, Lehman, sovereign debt crisis, flash crashes, and the quieter collapses nobody noticed. The stories are fictional, the pressure is not. I spent almost 4 decades inside the machinery of financial markets, FX, treasury, trading floors, institutional systems, risk. And after years of writing technical books about markets, I realized something important. Technical books explain how markets function. They do not explain what markets feel like. They do not explain the silence after a position moves violently against you. The risk officer entering the room, the phone call from management, the realization that your career may be decided in the next 15 minutes. Financial fiction often gets this wrong. Too much noise, too much glamour, too much performance. The reality is quieter and psychologically much heavier. Real trading floors are environments of controlled tension, people trying very hard not to show panic. That is the atmosphere this book tries to preserve. People will ask whether the book is autobiographical. The answer is complicated. The crises are real. The institutional dynamics are real. The emotional architecture is real. I lived through every market event referenced in the book. Tom Fielding is fictional, but parts of him could only have been written by someone who was there. This is not nostalgia. I was not interested in romanticizing trading culture. In many ways, the book is about survival, and survival is not the same thing as victory. The title matters. The trading floor, not the market, not Wall Street. The floor, because the floor is both a physical place and a psychological condition. It is where decisions are made under pressure with incomplete information, while institutions attempt to hold themselves together in real time. Despite all the technology surrounding modern finance, markets are still human systems, fragile human systems. The structure of the book reflects that. 11 connected stories, each complete in itself, each carrying the weight of a different crisis. Tom changes through those crises, but not in the traditional narrative sense. He does not become invincible. He does not become enlightened. If anything, he becomes more aware of his own limitations. That felt more honest to me than the typical trader memoir. The book is published through Rondanini.com and will also be available across all major marketplaces. The official release date for the paperback and hardcover editions is June 16th. However, the EPUB edition is already available directly from Rondanini.com. One note before people ask about the cover currently appearing on some marketplaces. That cover is temporary. At the last minute, I decided to modernize the visual direction of the project. I did not want the book to look or feel like a nostalgic old Wall Street artifact. The book is historical in scope, but the emotional architecture is contemporary. So the final cover moves towards something cleaner, more institutional, more psychologically modern. The original version felt too much like finance, looking backward. This book is really about what pressure does to people inside systems, and that is not an old subject. Independent publishing matters to me because it allows control over tone, pacing, design, and structure. The project sits beside the FX Professional series, the education platform, and years of work around markets and institutional systems. But this book is different. It is the human side of those systems. If you worked in finance, you will recognize things, not necessarily specific trades or events, but shapes, patterns, the texture of pressure. And if you never worked in markets, I think the book still functions, because ultimately it is not about derivatives, or FX, or yield curves. It is about people making consequential decisions while uncertainty expands around them. That condition is universal. The Trading Floor, A Young Trader's Century. Available now in EPUB directly from rondanini.com. Paperback and ebook editions released June 16th across all major marketplaces. I did not write it to explain markets. I wrote it to preserve an atmosphere before it disappears completely. If you decide to read it, I hope it gives you a sense of what those rooms felt like. Not the mythology of markets, the atmosphere of them. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.